If Allah knows my heart, why must I pray? It is a question that burns quietly within many hearts, a paradox that seems to challenge the very purpose of supplication. If Allah already knows what I feel, what I long for, what I hide, and what I reveal, why must I lift my hands in dua? If He knows my pain before it reaches my tongue, why must I cry it out? If He knows my secrets more intimately than I know myself, why must I whisper them into the silence of the night? Does not the knower of the unseen already hear the rhythm of my heart without my words? The Quran answers with a voice that is at once intimate and commanding. And when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me. So let them respond to me and believe in me that they may be rightly guided. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:186. This ayah is a window into the mystery of prayer. Allah knows, yes, yet He asks us to call. Allah is near, yes, yet He invites us to whisper. It is not for His knowledge that we pray, but for our transformation. Prayer is not informing Allah of what He does not know. It is unveiling to ourselves the depths of our reliance upon Him. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Dua is worship." Tirmidhi 2969. Notice the simplicity. Dua is not only a request, it is the essence of worship itself. To ask is to acknowledge. To beg is to bow. To raise your hands is to admit that you are in need. And this, in truth, is the core of servanthood. The hadith continues elsewhere. Whoever does not ask Allah, He becomes angry with him. Tirmidhi 3373. Why? Because not asking is a claim of sufficiency, a veil of arrogance. To refuse dua is to imagine that you are independent, but to make dua is to return to your true station, a servant dependent upon the mercy of his Lord. Rumi described this paradox beautifully. He said, "Your longing for Him is the messenger. Your tears are the proof that He has already answered. Why else would you call out if He had not planted the call in your chest?" The act of praying is itself the answer to your question. If Allah knows your heart, why pray? Because the prayer is the bridge between your knowledge of yourself and His knowledge of you. Without it, the heart dries into pride. With it, the heart flows like a river back to its source. Consider the story of Musa alayhis salam. When he stood before the Red Sea, with Pharaoh's army pressing behind him, did Allah not already know his fear? Did Allah not already plan the splitting of the sea? And yet Musa cried, "My Lord, indeed I am, for whatever good you would send down to me, in need." Surah Al-Qasas 28:24. His prayer was not a revelation for Allah, but a revelation for himself and for us. It carved upon the pages of time the lesson that neediness is nobility, that supplication is strength. Allah answered, but He also taught Musa to see himself as utterly reliant, utterly surrendered. Yusuf alayhi salam, cast into the darkness of the well, knew that Allah was aware of his plight, yet his heart still called. In the prison cell, surrounded by false accusations, he still prayed, "My Lord, prison is more beloved to me than that to which they invite me." Surah Yusuf 12:33. Did Allah not already know Yusuf's heart? He did, but Yusuf's dua transformed his trial into worship, his despair into closeness. It was the act of prayer that polished his heart into the mirror of patience and forgiveness. The Prophet Muhammad himself, the most beloved of creation, whose heart was purified and whose station was exalted, still prayed in the depths of the night until his feet swelled. When asked why he endured such hardship despite Allah forgiving his past and future, he replied, "Shall I not be a grateful servant?" Bukhari, 4836, Muslim 2819. His prayer was not informing Allah of anything new. It was embodying gratitude, breathing devotion, surrendering every breath back to the one who gave it. Ibn Arabi once said that dua is not about asking for what you want, but discovering what Allah wants for you. He explained that the heart is like a mirror, and prayer is the act of polishing it. Without prayer, dust gathers, and the reflection of divine wisdom becomes dim. With prayer, the mirror shines, and you begin to see that your longing itself was a divine seed planted in your heart to bring you closer to Him. Al-Ghazali wrote that prayer is a rope thrown from the heavens. You may feel you are only whispering words into the air, but in reality, each supplication is a knot you tie with your Lord. By it, you ascend, even when you feel no immediate response. He cautioned that the greatest deception is to think prayer is only about outcomes. No, the greatest gift is the state of prayer itself. So if Allah knows your heart, why must you pray? Because prayer is not about transferring information to Allah. It is about transforming your soul in His presence. It is about shifting from despair to hope, from pride to humility, from self-reliance to surrender. It is about walking the bridge between waiting and walking, between asking and surrender, between hope and despair. When you pray, you affirm that you are not a rock cut off from the source, but a river flowing back to the ocean of mercy. In our modern lives, the question takes on painful forms. A mother whose child is ill wonders why she must beg when Allah already knows her sleepless nights. A young man searching for work wonders why his pleas continue when Allah already knows his hunger. A heart broken by betrayal wonders why it must pour out to the one who already knows the ache. But here lies the mystery. It is not the answer to the prayer that heals, but the prayer itself. When you cry to Allah, you are not knocking on a locked door. You are opening the locked door within yourself. You are reminding your restless soul that you were never abandoned, that even when the world turns away, there is one who is always near. The Quran tells us, "So remember me, I will remember you, and be grateful to me, and do not deny me." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:152. To pray is to remember, and to be remembered. What greater response could there be than to be remembered by Allah Himself? The Prophet ﷺ said, "The closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is prostrating, so increase your supplication." Muslim 482. Prostration is the act of lowering the body to the ground, but it is also the lowering of the ego, the surrender of control. In that state, your heart speaks louder than your words, and Allah hears both. When you pray, you also align yourself with divine timing. Sometimes Allah already knows that what you seek is not right for you now, but He still wants to hear your voice. He wants you to stay connected, so that when the delay unfolds into wisdom, you do not lose faith. Rumi said, "Try not to resist life's unfolding. Your prayers are not lost. They are like seeds beneath the soil. Just because you do not see them growing does not mean they are not alive." And so, prayer is not about informing Allah. It is about keeping your heart alive. It is about polishing the mirror. It is about planting the seed of surrender. It is about spreading wings of reliance. It is about growing roots of patience so that the fruit of trust can blossom. Without prayer, the soul becomes dry, like a tree without rain. With prayer, even in the desert of hardship, the heart blooms. The Prophet ﷺ said, "There is nothing more noble to Allah than supplication." Ibn Majah 3829. To him, your whispered words, your trembling hands, your silent tears are more beloved than gold or power. They are the proof that you recognize him as your refuge. They are the wings by which your soul ascends. So if Allah knows your heart, why must you pray? Because your heart needs to know Allah. Because prayer is not for him to know you, but for you to know him. Because dua is not an announcement, but a meeting. Because prayer is the moment when the servant remembers their poverty and the Lord reveals his richness. May our hearts never tire of calling upon him. May we pray not only for answers, but for nearness. May our tongues carry words of need, our hearts carry rivers of trust, and our souls rest in the certainty that every prayer is heard, every tear is counted, every sigh is witnessed. Ya Allah, make our prayers the light that guides us back to you. Ameen.